Hey guys, my name is Jason with Mount Baker Mining and Metals, and on today's video, I'm going to do a follow-up to a video I did about 6 months ago, where I went down and saw Brent Underwood at Cerro Gordo, and we went down into his underground workings and mined some of this really super high-grade lead-silver ore. Now, if you're new to the channel, or if you want to review that video, I'll put it right after this shot so you can get caught up. But if you've seen it already, or you just want to jump ahead and figure out how much silver and lead is in this ore, I'll put a timestamp up here in the corner so you can jump ahead. Hey guys, my name is Jason with Mount Baker Mining and Metals, and on today's video we're back here at the Cerro Gordo ghost town. We're getting ready to go down into the Union Mine and grab some ore. Okay, Brent, tell us where we're at and what we're doing.
We are at the Union Mine here at Cerro Gordo, and this is the reason we're all here, really. This is the main mine at Cerro Gordo. And Cerro Gordo back in the 1860s and 1870s was the largest silver mine in California. And so this hole that's just through these doors goes 900 feet straight down, and off of every 200 feet or so there's branches. And in total there's about 30 miles of mines underneath Cerro Gordo. And today we're going to try to go to the 400 level, and then actually a little bit further beyond that down an ore chute to attempt to get at this wall of galena that some of the miners left behind. The difficulty with that is right now we're standing at what we call the zero level, the ground. So we are going to have to go 400 feet down, and to do that we're going to use a hoist that, it's the original shaft from the 1860s. The hoist might be from the 1910s when they upgraded it, but if we go behind this official security rope.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the cage. As you can see, directly below this is 900-foot drop. And so this moves a little bit because it's being suspended by this cable. So today this cable is our lifeline, literally. And so this goes up, it goes over to the hoist over there that slowly lowers us down. And so this would have been where the miners were coming and going even back in the 1860s. These days, this is the only way to enter the Union Mine here at Cerro Gordo. So there's no outside portals anymore. There were back in the day, but they've all collapsed. And so if you want to get down to any of the levels, this is your ticket. And I guess we'll go over here. I'll show you kind of where the hoist is. This is the kind of conductor's chair here. So when this gets going today, the guy running it will be sitting here. We've added this hydraulic system after the fact to assist with kind of the whole process. He will be looking for 2 or 3 things. So the dial up there is levels of the mine. So 86 means 86 feet underground, 200 feet down, 400 where we're going 400 feet down, 550, 700, etc. The 900 is the lowest level. And so what he'll be doing is kind of lowering us down, watching that dial to get a vague idea of where we are. When it gets close, we have this pointer here that on the cable, when it's exactly flush with the level, we've spray painted the cable.
Oh yeah.
So he'll be looking to line up the pointer with the spray paint. And we will have radio communications, hopefully the whole way down. It's not a guarantee. Sometimes it comes and goes. We have to use flashlights. But our hope is today, there'll be an operator here. There'll be a relay man over by the hole to relay any radio communications that they can't hear. Because once this thing gets going, and if you're watching at home, you might want to turn down the volume, but it's a little bit loud.
Loud, yeah.
And so when he's running the hoist, he won't necessarily be able to hear some radio communications. So that's what we're going to do. And so this hoist house was, this is where all the action happened back in the day.
Sure.
And over time, different things happened where the original hoist here would have been steam, because the main mining era was in the 1860s, 1870s. They didn't get power to Cerro Gordo until about 1916. And so the original steam hoist was mounted there. Later, they got this Ingersoll Rand air compressor.
Wow.
This would have been used for, the infamous rock drills and all the machinery that they might have had. And the crazy thing to me is, whenever I look at this, all this stuff had to come on mules,
Yeah, right. Up that crazy road.
Yeah. And some of it, sure, you could build it in place, but some of that's cast. Like half of that wheel is cast. And so that's thousands of pounds that they had to get up. But we are kind of like going through today the lineage of Cerro Gordo, I guess, because we're going down the original shaft, the most infamous and famous mine shaft in California for a while.
Yeah.
And hopefully retrieving ore that they left behind and see if we can get some silver out of it.
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty good day.
Well, and you're kind of, I mean, very literally walking in the footsteps of these old miners. You're keeping it alive in 2022.
That's what makes it so exciting for me is that, people can talk about the Union Mine. You can read about it in a book, and they can talk about the 400 level, and they'll talk about a stope. But like after being down there, now I know exactly what they're talking about, and it makes my experience here much more rich, and much more exciting.
Yeah, rad. I'm excited. I'm super excited to go down that hole today. Hopefully, we can find some galena and
Fingers crossed.
get some lead and silver out of it. Okay, this is us going down the big drop here. How far are we going?
400 feet down.
400 feet down.
Yep.
To look for some lead and a little bit of silver.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll let you guys know when we hit the 400 level. How fast does this thing go?
This is at the top speed right here. Yeah, so sometimes to get to the 700 foot level, it takes about 40 minutes. And so if we're going to 400, it might probably be about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then what I find is interesting is as we're going down, you'll see different timbering being used and different things that I'll kind of point out along the way. So right here, this is our water pipe that we put in. So the only known water source at Cerro Gordo is at the 700 foot level.
Okay.
And so we ran 700 foot of new PEX all the way up. And then we tried to insulate it so it wouldn't freeze in the winter, at least down to the 200 level where there's air flowing in.
Oh, uh-huh.
And so that's what you're seeing here. Next to it is some of the old conduit for some of the wiring when they wired it down there. That no longer works.
And this was all done in the 1860s, 70s?
Yeah, exactly. 1860s, 70s.
And then we're running down these wooden rails here, go all the way down, and the cage kind of has these forks that keep you from spinning.
So what we're passing right now is, this is the 86 level. So this is the first level down. You can see there's a little bit of like a stope here. And then it goes up. You can kind of see where they went off to the left, right over there.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the 86 level. And the next level after this is going to be the 200.
86 level radio check.
Loud and clear. See, we're pretty close on it.
Yeah.
This stuff like this hand-hewn stuff, I think it's crazy. Just
oh yeah,
the amount of chops that they had to do to put in this timbering. It's basically using what they had.
Yeah. And a lot of the wood came from kind of around here?
Yeah, from until they ran out of it.
Yeah.
And so
with the 86 level, it's probably fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
It's probably fine. With the 86 level, have you been and explored that at all, or is that
a lot? Yeah,
you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most levels here have done pretty good exploration. I spent the night at the 86 level once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just for fun. It seems like that's something to do. As you see, like here, like the extra tape isn't really fluttering at all. See, it's kind of just standing still.
Oh yeah.
When we get down to the 200, you'll see it like really start moving because there's the Omega is an outside portal in. It's collapsed since, but there's obviously still enough room for the air to get around the collapse and do some air movement. And so that is what will happen down a little bit further.
Okay. And that's kind of the last opening to the outside as you go down.
Correct.
At the 200 level.
Or previous, so now it's all collapsed, but or collapsed enough where a human can't get through. And the 200 level is like I said, it's boarded fully up because there was the most deadly collapse at Cerro Gordo happened at the 200 level, where like 30 miners overstoped something. The ceiling fell down on them in the 1870s.
And that's the story where their bodies were never recovered.
Yep, they're still there.
Okay, I think we're coming up on the 400 level, huh?
Yep, this is we're almost home.
All right. Hopefully not home for too long.
Right. There it is.
This is 400.
Let me see. All right, Scott, you're past stop.
Stop.
You got to go up about 3 feet. All right, stop.
Hey, perfect driver.
All right, lock it down. Oh, he puts on the safety, everything.
Okay. 400 level.
We're good. So right now it's 8:42. Let's call it 9:30. We'll be back to the cage to check in.
Copy, 9:30, back to the cage to check in.
See you then. All right.
Good luck,
Okay.
happy hunting.
Here, I'll let you go first. I won't step off
All right.
the edge here.
Yep. So this is us. This is coming to the 400. And the hope is that we fill this bag of ore.
Yeah.
It'll be nice. And the 400 is probably one of my favorite levels. It goes and it's going to split. We're going to go to the left and I'll show you some cool things. But if people watch the channel, I'm always hunting for the elusive Levi jeans.
Oh, yeah.
The original Levi's.
Yeah.
And this level is the only level I ever found a pair. Torn to shreds and terrible, and they're not worth anything. But so this 400 level holds a special place in my heart for that reason alone.
Okay, so you're telling me keep my eyes peeled for jeans.
I feel for some denim.
Okay,
Yes.
we're going to go mining and clothes shopping.
Yes. Vintage clothes.
Vintage clothes shopping. So I struggled a little bit when I was here last about understanding kind of the ore veins and the chutes. I mean, there's no ore in what we're walking through right now.
Right.
Do you have kind of a grasp on
Why and when?
or like where the stopes are and
Yeah. So from my, I don't know if it's better without one.
yeah, I can do either way.
Right. So from my understanding, there's two main ore deposits at Cerro Gordo. There was the Jefferson chimney, which is over that way, and there's a Union chimney that was over this way. And these were they were chimneys, right? So surface deposit that went down 1,100 feet or more.
Okay.
Huge veins of just pure galena. And so from what I understood, they sank the shaft in between the two to get access to both of those.
Okay.
But along the way, there was also pockets of galena throughout. And so you can see them just kind of meandering occasionally.
Gotcha.
Some stuff. But the main ore that they're going after was the Jefferson chimney that way and the Union chimney this way. And the Jefferson chimney is crazy. You know, like I've roped into it, but it's just like a pit these days that goes, you know, hundreds and hundreds of feet down. And so the ending of the shafts in both, or the drifts both this way and this way, would have been into either of those chimneys. And then I think along the way, they discovered little pockets. And so we're going to go to this little pocket that must have been too low grade for them. From my understanding, when they were first mining here, if they didn't have, I can't remember the exact dollar amount, if it wasn't the highest grade ore possible, they just leave it.
Oh,
There's so much high grade stuff here that they were just, don't worry about that,
Okay.
don't worry about that, don't worry about that. The pocket that we're going to go to was a don't worry about that. We have so much better stuff elsewhere. They've gotten most of that out of here, but it's still galena and it's still from Cerro Gordo, so it's still really cool to me.
Yeah, absolutely. It was still lead and silver. So
Yeah, lead and silver. And so we're still, if to the right would have been the Jefferson. We're going to go towards the Union chimney, but we're not going to go to it because it's also collapsed. You
Okay.
can see over the years, there was two main eras here. There was the lead and silver era, which would have been about 1860 to about 1880. And at that point, the main veins were gone. The price of silver plummeted around then. And so it wasn't worthwhile. So everybody kind of packed it up and left. And then around 1910, a guy named L.D. Gordon came. And he realized that while everybody was paying attention to the galena, the lead, and the silver, no one was paying attention to the zinc. So he started mining zinc again. So he brought back this era of prosperity for another 40 years. They were mining zinc here. So some of it, I think they would go back. They obviously went back down into the Union mine and reworked some of the different levels.
sure, yeah.
And so like this, I imagine there's backfilled or, just
Right.
want to take this all out on the skip. So there was let's
Sure.
put it in some old tunnel that we're not using anymore. And what's interesting to me is if you look over here, you'll see these exit signs.
Yeah.
There's no exit over there anymore. I think that was referring to getting to the Union chimney, the main ore deposit. But since it's collapsed to get there, so a lot of times back here, you'll see these exit signs to nothing, which is a bit disorienting. But
Yeah.
You know,
Don't follow the signs.
don't follow the sign.
Okay.
And so,
Okay. Here's where it gets real. Okay.
this is where it gets very real. So this ladder goes like this. Then there's about a 10-foot straight thing.
Okay.
Then there's an ore chute that goes like this to this wall that has some galena in it still.
Okay.
There's also some kind of like you can see right there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
There's some here, and down there. There's more, and then over here, it looks like there used to be some other like call box or something. You know, so it seemed like some type of important intersection
Oh, right.
back in the day. There's all sorts of hey,
There we go. A little star bit. Nice.
yeah. So there's still
A cross bit.
a bunch of stuff around here. And obviously, that way is no longer
Yeah.
really the way for us. But
Yeah.
I just like to think about even the timbering alone that they brought back here. There's so much stuff.
Well, and like, I mean, even today, I mean, look at that timber. That's got to be worth like $100, you know. And it's just piled in here and
Yeah.
broke up. There's, you know, if you're had to just for the timber today,
Right.
it's
If I
like,
spent a month just taking the timbering out and refinishing it a little bit,
yeah,
I'd have some pretty good timber.
yeah, yeah. That's what you should do is sell Cerro Gordo timber.
It's an old tobacco tin.
Oh,
I'm gonna
nice.
take a guess. That's Prince Albert. It was, and it looks like they filled it with. So from what I've been told, the old miners would fill it with carbide,
Okay.
so that way they'd have a little bit of it. So when their lamp would go out, you know, they'd
Oh, they could.
tobacco tin and refill it. So I'm imagining that that's carbide inside the old tobacco tin. And you look there, yeah, it says like
Oh, yeah.
tobacco and pipe, smoke, etc., etc.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are everywhere.
Just dropped them around.
Here you go.
Oh, yeah. More of them.
Prince Albert.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's go down this ladder.
Okay. So it gets very narrow right there.
Okay.
Um,
Like right there at the.
so what we could do is I can go back. I'll grab that rope from over there, so at least we have something to hold on to. And then I think that's probably the best method. But it gets really narrow there. Then it drops straight vertical for like 10 feet. Then it's much more casual. Then you're inside of an old ore chute for the rest of the way. But this first little bit is the most.
little hairy part.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see the ladder there on the left now.
Yeah.
It's over. Yeah.
So
Okay.
It's kind of a weird blind thing.
A little
So at
transition.
least if we had a rope, that way we have something to hold on to.
Is your 10 feet the same as my 10 feet? Or is your 10 feet 30 feet for me?
It's 10-ish feet.
We'll find out when I get down there, huh?
It's 10-ish feet for sure.
Okay, that's a good rock. That's our rock.
This is the type of stuff I usually don't show.
That's the winner there.
That's the winning rock.
Okay.
The pipe will keep it in place. Yeah, we're good.
This is the stuff I don't show. Well, maybe this won't make it on the video then.
So I'll go first. I'll straighten all this out,
Sure.
and then I'll yell when I'm to the. There's a landing down there. After you go down the vertical part, there's a landing. So I'll yell once I get down to the landing.
Okay, cool.
Because this is static rope, and static rope is it has a tendency to get tangled around itself. So it's going to be of that for.
Sounds like a winner.
Yeah, I'll untangle it as I go down. The game plan is we have a roto hammer, but if the roto hammer doesn't work, we can go old school.
Hammer and chisel. Yeah. We'll do some single jacking. So I was looking here at this galena, and I'm trying to find like the indicator, right?
Right.
Like, you know, sometimes there'll be a bake zone where when the hot fluids came up, you can see within 3 feet of, but it doesn't look like there's hardly. It's just little blobs of galena.
Yeah.
It's not very easily, you know, identified.
So that's what I think. Imagine when they see something, they just ignore it all, because then what's that worth? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing exactly.
Yeah.
To then they're like, oh, here's a little bit.
Right. So they're just.
They just called her good and kept moving. But I guess, you know, you could also argue that because they had this little show here, and so they did this little right. Winds, shaft down, trying to follow the source.
Yep. And I think they found it. So when we get down there, you'll see it's a pretty big, workings once we get down there.
Okay. Okay, we came down that ladder. We got down Brent's 10 feet, which he said it's probably actually 20 feet.
And now
we're going down.
This is an ore chute. And you look down. See that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we're going down that. And speaking of timbering work, that's some pretty... I mean, imagine the guy that had to build this box.
That's beautiful work.
So we're going to go down this box. I was going to call it 30 feet. Might be 50 feet. And then right at the end of this is the galena that we're going after.
Oh, cool.
So, I'll kind of show us the way. I'll do the classic.
Oh, boy. There goes all our tools.
I like to let gravity do the work, like the miners did back in the day. So, I'll yell when I'm down at the...
Okay, cool. So is this, it looks like this was the manway and that's over there was the ore chute?
I believe so, yeah, because I've walked up that too, and I think this was the manway. And over here, there's still a ladder in that one too, actually.
Oh, really?
But if you look over there too, they had a short going there. And when we get down to there, there's this huge chute that goes down to the next level of the mine. It goes all the way to the 550 level.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of sub-levels too that'll be interesting to check out. But,
okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll go down there. All right. And here we go.
Okay, Brent says he's down, so now it's my turn. Unfortunately, I don't think I can film this and climb at the same time, so I'll check in with you at the bottom.
So see, that's kind of what I was hoping to get at today.
Yeah.
I just saw some on the ground. You can see from my previous attempts to get some out. But down there is where it kind of gets real interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So that goes down to the 550-foot level of the mine.
Uh-huh.
There is a ladder off to the right to get there, but it's very sketchy and broken in a lot of places.
Okay.
But I imagine here we hopefully will have enough to get some. If we take out some there, over there looks like some decent stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's still some stuff on the ground from last time. And so...
is this where you got the ore that...
half of the stuff that I brought to you, yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Nice.
But like that looks really nice and shiny.
Yeah, a lot of good galena there.
So...
Yeah, just don't screw with these timbers.
No.
We should be fine.
And ore over there.
Yeah.
So what are your impressions of the mineralization, I guess?
I think it's great. I think, yeah, I mean, there's obviously this massive galena you got here.
Yep.
And that's obviously where the silver and the lead are going to be running. I still can't figure out, like, is this is obviously one of those little pockets you were talking about earlier. But where does it run? I mean, is it running? Is it
right?
And why didn't they chase it? Maybe you're right. This is just like some of their, this is okay stuff, but just leave it for now.
Right. Or do you think that they were chasing it down this?
That could be. Yeah, that very well could be.
Chasing it straight down, or up, but maybe from before. There's also this sub-level right below us too, right below this wooden. We're on a wooden platform, which is also sketchy.
Okay. So right under us, there's some workings.
Yeah, a bunch of workings that go back.
Oh. Is there galena in those?
I don't know. There's a lot of dynamite boxes that I was more interested in.
Oh, okay.
It's down there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's interesting because the stuff here, like, this isn't, it's much more mixed than I've seen in other places. Other places, you only see the galena. You know, here it looks to be in, like, all sorts of weird rock.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, hopefully we can collect enough to do a sample or something.
Yeah.
And if we forget, the out is...
out that way. Okay, very clear. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, let's see what we can knock off here. I mean, it's obviously not going to take very much to get 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So
tools, we got this.
Got a hammer.
Got a harness just in case. But
there we go. It's the thing you're throwing down all those. Uh-huh.
And there we go.
Cool. We're set. Well, it looks like there's a beauty right there, just ready to fall off.
Take that.
Just pop that guy off there.
It?
Yeah, see what happens. You want me to film for you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We can do double duty.
All right. So, what do you think? Just try to take that whole piece?
Yeah, I think, yeah. And we can, once we get it off, we can always high grade it up a little bit if there's.
Hit off all the waste from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, look at you going hands first off. Oh, yeah.
I need to reassess my strategy.
Yeah. Is it getting a little leady over there?
A little leady, but more like
hard.
That's very hard. I'm wondering. I'd love for this whole piece just to kind of fall.
Yeah.
That would be nice, but it seems like it's pretty well on there. And it appears from my last time down here, I was drilling here, here. So some of the stuff in there is like really high.
Yeah, good looking stuff.
And so, is there any in there? Can I just... The old miners are just rolling over in their grave.
I know, they're so upset with us right now.
What is this guy doing?
What are you doing down here with the framing hammer? Well, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Good. There you go. That's a nice.
Yeah.
We can definitely do something with that. Maybe hit off some of the waste stuff on the side.
Sure. Ooh. Yeah.
That's a good piece.
Yeah. It's jumping at you now. Yeah. See, I think anything in that orange, rusty. Oh, yeah. There we go.
That's the winner.
Yeah. Look at there. That's what we want.
We're adding up fast.
Yeah, I know. We're going to be retired before too long. Yeah.
You want to give it an action? You want to get in there?
Sure, I'll get in there. Yeah.
I'll do the double.
Yeah. Watch me hit my knuckles. Just that. You took all the good stuff.
Yep. That's a good piece. I like that piece. Yeah.
Good looking stuff. Oh, that's heavy.
There we go.
That's heavy.
There's a nice one.
That's the good stuff. Here we go. Good feeling.
That's a good piece. That's the winner there.
Gotta worry it down here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, buddy.
There we go.
And there's some, so that's what there's like really fine grained stuff here, and there's like bigger, coarser crystals.
Right.
I don't know. Take it all.
Let's take it all.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good piece. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Wow.
Not heavy enough. That one's pretty
That's a nice piece, yeah.
It's just kind of, We'll clean some of it up too, I think.
Looks like right at the edge there. See, right there, right
here.
Oh, right where the hammer is. That
Oh,
that seems to be a decent piece there.
Oh,
wow! As far as aesthetics, that looks really cool. You see that? I'll show you that is. Nothing like lead to start your day.
A little lead in the morning is always a nice way to start your day. Let's see what I can just kind of, if I can get into that.
Yeah, all right.
This guy, here we go. That sounds pretty hard. Let's go up. Yeah, you've been in here already.
Yeah, I've been trying to get in there.
I've seen your
the drill marks and hammers.
Yeah.
I feel like that's about to fall, but maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just... You're definitely making progress. It's going
like I'm
in.
getting somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're jammed in there pretty good.
I mean, it's going a quarter inch every 2 hits. So you're definitely making progress. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we're just making a hole.
I thought, yeah. Just getting ready to load here.
With a framing hammer.
Yeah. This is how the old boys did it.
Yeah.
Oh, I really want this piece.
Yeah, I know. Do you want to try the drill, or do you think that's not any better?
Sure, we can try the drill.
I mean, it's up to you.
I'm tired, so. Yeah, why not? It's hammer drill or just drill, huh? Oh, yeah, you've been.
Yeah, I've been doing the same.
Just put it in the same holes you've
The
been.
similar one.
Oh, yeah. You gotta work around it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's our strategy here.
Oh, there's a piece. Yeah.
It's a stickler.
You want me to give it a go?
Yeah, sure,
I
absolutely.
will swap out a little bit. I was wondering if we start taking out the bottom, you know?
Yeah, that might work. Oh, it wants to.
Because all this stuff is soft down here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that piece is going.
Yeah. Well, that was fun mining.
How much we got down here?
Yeah.
So you think we should like break off the...
Yeah, just kind of, yeah, you can, whatever we don't want. Okay, so mad dash back to the lift.
With just a little bit more weight this time.
So you've got easily 50 in your pack, right?
Yeah, at least probably.
And I've got, I don't know, 20 in my pockets.
Yeah. We should be good.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. You want me to come right behind you? Or you want to wait till you're up?
Your choice.
I kind of like coming up close behind you. Let me do that. All right, we got our bag. We're up back on the 400 level, above that sub level. We're running back to the hoist to tell Scotty we're doing fine. Grab the tools. Brent's packing some weight there. So we'll get this back up above. Might do a little bit of exploration while we're down here after we get this stuff to the skip, but see how it goes.
You know, I've noticed, I don't know if you've seen any, but the miners, at least here, seem to do a lot of ducks as graffiti.
Ducks?
Ducks.
Like quack quack ducks?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen or heard about that before.
Yeah, I don't know what, maybe it's an in joke here or something. Kind of cool stuff like so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1935.
pretty interesting.
Have you seen, like, any names that you recognize, like Belshaw or...
No, I haven't seen any of those guys.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Roy that seems to put his name everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Got a habitual tagger.
Yeah, Roy seemed to... There's some little carbide.
Oh, yeah.
That.
Oh, yeah. Those look like old,
Like,
like cattle brands almost
Right.
or something, yeah. Black Death.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's interesting to see all the dates.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
What is that? Ghost to Cerro. Oh, somebody bending over. I see. I got it now.
There you go.
Took me a minute to get oriented with that drawing.
See, this also says out this way.
Oh yeah.
That must have been to the other chimney, the Jefferson that they were going after. Because I've taken this. Also, somebody reversed it, which is.
Oh yeah.
And this says like 550. So there must be a way down to the 550 over there.
Yeah.
Since it's just like, and then it's so confusing because then it says like
exit, and then out that way.
Ed Chapman or not
yeah.
or
Truman. Yeah. But you go down this and it's just caved?
Yeah. So it doesn't go anywhere.
Huh.
It's like this must have been zinc era out because they say 1933 out.
Oh yeah.
So like they were. Oh, there we go.
A duck.
Yeah.
So these are all like around the mine, all over the mine.
Like dozens of ducks.
Huh. That's got to be a Cerro Gordo thing.
Yeah. Or they were signifying to like duck.
Oh, that could be.
Like a duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they seem to just be kind of meandering in some of these places. Like, I don't know why they would.
Yeah. Why there?
Why go up?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm baffled by the out.
Yeah.
You know. So there's like we're in an intersection, a 4-way intersection, and none of these go anywhere.
No.
They all go to caves. Cave-ins, huh?
And then it goes back a little the other way too. And the other way starts having out signs too. So, or it was just miners messing with people.
Right.
Out.
Out this way, out that way. So the chimney, you're thinking the chimneys used to be one of the main ways out for the miners.
And then I don't know what they're doing over here. Yeah, this is the infamous spot. This in fact area was where I found the Levi's. They're like here.
Really?
That was a big moment for me.
What was someone taking their pants off here for? What's going on here? Oh, gloves. So you just found some old Levi's.
Actually, no, it's right here. I remember now because you can see hey, I left some of the remnants.
Oh, it kind of, yeah.
Some of the scraps of the.
And you said when I was here last time, you contacted Levi's about their archive jeans or whatever.
They can date them for me, and then there's a guy named Britt Eaton who all he does is explores mines for old jeans, and he knows a guy that pulled a bunch of pairs of original jeans out of here back in the day.
Oh.
And he has this big bag that says Cerro Gordo, and it's pantalones, and he says it's from the 1870s.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, that I want to.
Man, so somebody beat you to it.
Oh, look at that. That's a blasting cap, right? On the end of a...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, on the old fuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you were to open up one of the caved workings, which level would it be, or where around would it be?
So at the 700-foot level, I think I got close to the Jefferson chimney. And I'd want to push that back a little further. Or the Omega tunnel, because we can get to that from the surface. To your point, if it's easier to get equipment from the surface.
Oh, right.
If we could push the Omega back, if that goes into the 200, which is a very infamous level.
Yeah.
And you can go just from the outside and then just drive into the Omega.
Yeah.
Which will probably be easier, to your point, getting equipment, you know?
Well, and if you already have a hole there that you're just making bigger
that's what it is.
Yeah.
A hole.
Oh, yeah, more. Keeler.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he looks happy.
But it's collapsed back that way further.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Kind of googey.
Yeah,
Kind of googey.
like that, clay.
Yeah.
So maybe get back to the hoist.
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, we're on our way back up. We'll look over the edge here. There's where it goes. Down. Long ways. But we're going up. Can you see daylight up there? Oh yeah, look at there. There, that's something.
Yeah.
All right, we're headed back up.
Back up.
We got our galena.
Yep.
We're gonna go do some assays with Brent, and then hopefully I can take some home and make something cool with it.
Yeah. plan.
All right.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This
course.
is awesome. This is so much fun.
For you guys that can't tell, we're in a cage slowly going up.
From 400 feet down.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to go 400 feet up at this fast.
At this pace.
Yeah. All right, see you on the surface.
Ready everyone to stop.
Almost back.
Almost.
We're returning from the depths of the earth
Yeah.
with our riches.
Whoa, sunlight.
Yep, almost there. We're alive.
We made it.
Bring back any Chinaman?
No, but we bought some galena, which is
That's
pretty good. All right. Perfect. Look at that.
Nice.
Hold
Beauty.
on, Scotty.
Okay, we made it.
We're back.
Yay.
And we brought our
Our
haul with us.
our dirty stuff here.
This is yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be too good to melt down,
That's
huh?
pretty nice. That's a pretty nice specimen there. Look, there's almost it looks like there's like pyrite in there. You see that?
Oh yeah, the yellow.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
turn a little down to me. There we go, right there.
And what do you think? That's sulfur over there?
Yeah, actually,
Lead.
my guess is that's probably lead oxide
Oh,
because the sulfides have oxidized.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, it's not a bad haul.
these are
Not a
shiny
bad haul.
probably because
Okay, I've got my ore,
Yep.
and I'm headed home. I'm out of here.
Well, it was good having you here. This is a lot of fun. I think that the galena is in good hands.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what we can do with it. I think the verdict is still out what we'll do with it, which is exciting. We'll figure out something fun to do. But what do you think? There's maybe 50, 60 pounds in there?
I bet there's 50 anyway.
Yeah,
for sure.
okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
maybe 60, 70. We'll
so
see.
we'll see from there. And as always, doors always open anytime you want to come back. That
Awesome.
was fun. And we'll get the assay results. So we'll figure out what's the highest quality ore here at Cerro Gordo.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm excited to see this go from what we're looking at right now. Looks a lot like rocks. And so to go from this to a lead silver mix would be pretty exciting. So
And if you guys have any suggestions on what I should do with this lead silver metal that I'm going to make out of this ore, let me know. Leave me a
Yes.
message. Leave Brent a message. And yeah, stay tuned for his video on the silver smelting and the assaying. So, all right. Well, I will part ways with you here.
All right,
But
safe
the
travels.
video continues.
yes,
So we will turn this galena into lead and silver.
perfect.
Okay. Thanks again for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
time.
All right. Okay, I guess if it fits, it ships. So I'm going to mail this back to myself. We'll get the lead out. So here's a quick look at our stuff. And it is really, really heavy. But you can see all the galena in there. And supposedly the research I've done and what I've heard from Brent and some others is the super fine-grained galena is where the most silver is. And the coarser stuff is more lead. So you've got stuff like that down there looks pretty good. Actually, that whole piece looks pretty darn good. So our first thing we got to do is I got to get this stuff crushed up and I'm going to weigh it so we know how much we have to start with. And then that'll tell us the yield when we're done and what percent lead and silver we got. So let's go get this crushed up. We're going to use one of our 6x10 jaw crushers here. And I'm going to feed the raw ore down this hopper. And it crushes down through the jaws. And this jaw crusher will take about a 5.5 or 6 inch rock and crush it down to 1/2 inch minus. It'll do between 1 to 3 tons per hour. And we have electric and gasoline versions for remote sites. Well, here it is all crushed up. About 1/2 inch minus, 3/4 minus. And you can see it's just, a lot of it's just massive galena. There's not even any waste in there. It's just almost all galena. And I got it weighed here. The bucket weighs 55 pounds. Well, the bucket and everything weighs 57. I take off 2 pounds for the bucket.
But if anybody's dealt with rock in a bucket before, a full bucket of quartz ore, like gold ore like I run sometimes, is about 50 pounds. This is maybe half of the scalina. It's the same weight, 50 pounds. So it's really, really dense stuff, really, really heavy. Here is our very full crucible. And what I've added here is 30 pounds of the Cerro Gordo ore, which is about half what we need to smelt. And then I've added 4 parts soda ash and 1 part silica sand, and I've just put a little cap of borax on top to help with the oxides, absorb any oxides that are in there. And I'm going to add a bunch of iron in there once it gets up to temperature and gets molten, and then we'll pour it in a cone mold, and the lead will go down to the bottom of the cone mold. And I made a video earlier showing a little bit more of this process, and I'll put a card up in one of these corners, so if you get interested in a little more detail on the smelting, you can check out that other video. Okay, here's a quick little rundown on our furnace. We got our crucible in there, KO wool top and walls, propane tank feeds into this little injector here, and I've got a shop vac with a little valve to adjust the flow of air to get the right oxygen propane ratio. Here we go. I'll let that cool down and see what we got. Okay, let's tip our cone mold over here. Whoa. There we go. Cerro Gordo lead. Man, it's heavy. We got our scale zeroed there. Here's our block. We started with right about 30 pounds of ore, and based on the last time I did this, we should get about 2/3, or maybe a little bit less. And we end up with 19.2 pounds of Cerro Gordo lead bullion here, I guess is what you call it. So now I got to do this again. I've got about 25 pounds of ore left. So I'm going to do the same process again, and then we'll have 2 lead pyramids, and then we'll get the silver out. All right, well, there's our 2 cones of lead. Let's get them over and get them weighed, and then we'll get the silver out. All right, there's our bucket. We got 34.6 pounds of lead and silver alloy. And we started with 55, so that's right about 63% metal from the raw ore. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 2 lead pyramids, we're gonna go back over to the big furnace, and I'm gonna melt them down back into liquid form, and I'm gonna add in about 5% zinc. And these are sacrificial anodes off of boats. And what the zinc does is the lead and the zinc are immiscible. They don't mix like oil and water. And the zinc is less dense, so it floats on top. So we'll have a puddle or a pond of liquid lead and zinc that floats on top. And I'm going to mix that around. And the silver, and if there's any gold in there, which I don't think there's much, if any, is much more attracted to the zinc than the lead. So as you mix all that molten metal together, the silver gets absorbed into that zinc, and then it all comes up and floats on the top of the lead pond that we're going to make in there. And then as it cools down, I'm going to slowly cool it down, and the zinc will solidify before the lead. And when I did this earlier, I scooped a bunch of oxides and a bunch of junk up. I'm going to be a little more patient this time, and I'm going to let that zinc crust form and solidify really hard. And I've actually heard you can just reach in and pick it out with pliers, and then we can process the zinc separate to remove the silver, and we'll have our lead bullion that we can pour into bars or ingots or whatever. So let's see how this goes. Back over at the big furnace, we got our 2 lead cones in there with the zinc. There's the zinc anodes. And the big boys, if you're going to do this back in the day, they would use about 2% zinc, but I'm going to use a little bit more because I've got some oxides on there. I've got a little slag. I'm going to lose some, I'm scooping the slag off and stuff. So I'm going to use a little bit more just to make sure that we get all the silver and we have enough zinc. All right, guys, well, here is our zinc crust. And man, that step is a pain. I don't know if I've got a little bit of slag or flux on there, and it's hard to pull it, but it didn't. I had the same problem I did last time. I don't know if I got it on film or not, but it's just hard to get it separated. But now my step is I'm gonna mix this up with some more flux. It's got mostly zinc and hopefully a huge percentage of the silver, like 99.5% of the silver should be in the zinc now. I'm going to mix up a bunch of oxidizer. I'm going to oxidize away the zinc. I'm going to oxidize away any lead that's in there and mix up a borax soda rich flux that'll absorb all those oxides. And then we should be left with a silver button that we can then cupel and refine down to pretty darn high percentage of silver. So I've got our zinc crust. I got 500 grams of borax. I got 500 grams of soda. I got 250 grams of potassium nitrate as an oxidizer. Get that all mixed up. And I've heard Let me know if someone knows about this. I've heard that the soda ash actually helps oxidize the zinc. And so that's why I put so much of that in there. But now we'll bring our crucible over. Put that in there. We'll get it in our smaller furnace, melt it down, and pour it into our cone mold. That's all the zinc fumes coming off. Now what I want to do is I want to take some of our lead and melt it down again. And I bought this little graphite mold, but I'm excited to try these things. I want to try and start pouring some precious metal bars. I've got a silver 1 ounce bar that I'm gonna try with the silver we have cooling in the cone mold right now, but I'm gonna try and melt down one of these bars. Maybe I might cut it in half and pour a few of these ingots here and see how they go. Well, I don't know if you can see down there, but I just dropped one of our ingots down into that hot crucible that we just poured our silver zinc crust out of. There's our ingot molds. I just measured the temperature on them. They're about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The lead is molten down there. So let's see if we can pour that lead in that ingot mold. Okay, let's try it. All right, let's see if it worked here. Hey, that's pretty cool. Look at there. A little lead ingot. Oh, still hot. Let's do another one. Oh, I like that. That's fun. I don't really know how long you have to wait. It's been maybe 20 seconds. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. This will be our silver. So hopefully my oxidizer ate up all the zinc and lead, and that's mostly silver. So our little button here weighs 70 grams. So hopefully a lot of that's silver. Let's go put it in a cupel in the furnace. We're going to put our button in the furnace here in this cupel, and that's going to oxidize all the lead and any zinc that's left in there, and it'll leave us with pure silver. Take a quick look at our silver here. Oh, it's real close. Real close. See that kind of rainbow of colors on there? It means it's almost done. Well, I'm going to try and pour the silver right into that ingot mold. This might be a huge mistake. We'll find out. Mistake! There's a mistake! What happened there? I'm not sure what happened there. I had my mold preheated and everything. Let's see what happened here. Oh, I guess I didn't have it hot enough, huh? Well, I'll try something different. Alright, new plan. I've got my ingot mold in here. It's set for about 1100 degrees, which is really hot. I'm going to take my silver and melt it in this melt dish, and then pull the ingot mold, pour that in there, and see if I can do it all at once. Okay, how do I do this? I need to get that thing out of the furnace. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. Hey, that kind of worked, huh? Whoa, that was a little bit of a trick. I guess that was okay for my first time, huh? I'll show you my ingot production here. Well, here's the moment of truth. Let's see if our silver turned out. hot. Oh, we got a little bar there, huh? Huh. Well, let me see if I can get it out of there. Well, let me try and grab the neck here. Hey, there we go. Look at that, an ugly little Cerro Gordo silver bar. Looks like a little bit of borax came down with it into the mold, which is unfortunate. I really like these for the lead, but I really don't like them for the silver. I think the silver is just too hot. So let's try something else. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my silver, I'm going to remelt it down in my melting dish, and I've got another little bar mold over here with my propane torch. I'm going to heat it up, get it nice and hot, and then I'll just pour the silver into these little bars, see how that works. Well, those first two came out great. This one didn't turn out so good, so I'm going to re-pour him. Let me get these out of there. There we go. Let's do it again. That's going to take a little bit of practice, but I like the concept. It works pretty good. All right, there's 54 grams of silver in 3 little bars. Cerro Gordo silver. All right, guys, well, here's the final tally. I've got 46 bars, I think, of lead that I poured, and I've got our 54 grams of silver up here. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some punches, and I'm going to punch each one of these with a unique number, and then we'll get them all bundled up, and we'll send them back to Brent and see what he wants to do with them. Well, let's see if we can get this to work. I've got these little punches, and I'm going to punch along the bottom of the ingots here. It'll say CG for Cerro Gordo, and then I'll number them starting with 01, and then it'll be MT for Mount Baker. So let's see how this goes. Make sure I get them in the right order. Here's C, C, G, zero. So far, so good. One. M. T. There we go. Our first numbered bar. Is that one going to be the most valuable? All right, now I've got 45 more to go. And there they are, all stamped from CG01MT all the way up to CG46MT. And I was so proud of myself. I didn't have any misstamps except for the third to last one right there. Oh, I screwed up the T and the M. So it says CG44TM instead of MT. Oh man, made me so mad. But that is the outlier, but all the rest turned out really, really nice. Now let's go do the silver. Well, we got our silver bars. I'm a little bit tempted to run them along the bottom, the numbers, but it's a nice flat surface that I think is gonna do better if I punch the numbers on the top. Let me know, is there a conventional way of punching bars? Should I label them on the bottom or on the top? I'm gonna label these on the top. But let me know if there's a conventional way of doing it. Okay, let's see how this works. These are a lot harder than the silver. Oh boy, a lot harder. Oh, now I gotta double punch it. I gotta get it lined back up just right. There we go. Oh, that top is kind of rounded. So it doesn't take the punch very well. There's a C. Let's see if we can get a G in there. I might have to punch them on the bottom. There's a G. So I'm going to do these CG, AG for silver. And a G again. AG. Zero. One. There we go. An ugly looking CGAG01. Not bad for our first bar, I guess. Let's try another one. And there they are. There's all 3 bars. Stamped with numbers. Alright guys, well here's our finished product. We got all of our bars stamped, they're numbered, they're ready to go back to Brent. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out Brent's channel, Ghost Town Living, for a lot more of Cerro Gordo history, and he does a lot of mine exploration stuff, which is really, really cool. So be sure to check that out, and stay tuned because I got another trip. I'm gonna head down there here in the next couple months. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of MBMM Cerro Gordo collaborations. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.